now there's a push to take over Greenland. Have you heard that? Yeah, okay. Republican Senator Thom Tillis is not on board. Good. And he's taking out his wrath on Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller. Watch.
It has to start with an interview that I saw with one of the president's senior policy advisors, Stephen Miller. You know what makes me cranky? Stupid. What makes me cranky is when people don't do their homework. What makes me cranky is when we tarnish the extraordinary execution of a mission I fully support in Venezuela by turning around and making insane comments about how it is our right to have territory owned by the Kingdom of Denmark. Folks, amateur hour is over.
Do you want Stephen Miller to lose his job?
Look, either Stephen Miller needs to get into a lane where he knows what he's talking about or get out of his job.
This guy is blaming Miller, but Trump and the White House are also saying we need Greenland too. So, will more Republicans speak out, or is that it?
Well, I sure hope
also,
so.
Another question I have is, why are they okay against Greenland, but not about Venezuela?
That was my question, because,
Yeah.
I mean, his comments were forceful, they were strong.
Yeah.
You know, Greenland is not owned by the United States, nor should it be owned. It's not for sale.
Neither is Venezuela.
But neither is Venezuela,
Yeah.
nor is its oil ours. Yet we went in, we took the president. I've called it a kidnapping because I believe that's what it is. And we take the head of state of Nicaragua, not Nicaragua, I'm sorry. Venezuela, and take the oil and are going to put the money, I think we're going to put the money in offshore accounts. So how is that okay? But Greenland isn't.
Okay, I love you, but making a comparison
I know
between...
you disagree, but
No,
you know,
it's not...
It's unlawful.
No, yeah, but let's look at some facts. Venezuela is a dictatorship.
Yeah.
Greenland is not.
Yeah.
Denmark is our ally.
Yeah.
Greenland is our ally. We have military bases and operations in Greenland.
Yeah.
Denmark is part of NATO, as we are, so we are part of one big alliance.
Yeah.
Venezuela is a place where they kill, jail, and torture the opposition, where they repress human rights.
So is Russia.
Yeah.
So is North Korea.
Okay, but that's my point is...
Should we
it's not the same. My point is
people?
we cannot make an equivalency between Greenland and Venezuela.
Yes.
So let's just not, because we lose the point if we do that.
No, we don't. The law is the law. It is an unlawful thing that we did in Venezuela, and it would be unlawful for us to do it in Greenland.
No, listen, Tillis had it exactly right. What's happened now, no, let me tell you about Tillis. Okay, well, I think you're wrong. But let me tell you what Tillis did. Tillis said that because Trump now feels, is emboldened and empowered by what he thinks is a successful mission in Venezuela. And he thinks he's
he can be lawless
entitled
now.
to be out there like Charlemagne, like Napoleon, like Julius Caesar, and conquer the world.
Correct.
Here's my issue, though. I don't consider the Venezuela mission accomplished or a mission or a victorious mission until every single political prisoner is released.
And there's free and fair elections.
That's the point.
Until there are no foreign hostages. Until there is democracy and freedom.
And if I could,
if I could get in here just real quick,
yes. It's okay. Venezuelans think it's okay that we're taking the oil because Maduro.
Okay, wait, guys.
think that's legal?
Okay, can I?
Hey, guys.
It doesn't matter. It's already done.
The law doesn't matter.
No, okay,
it's
guys.
already done.
Alyssa,
So you have the floor. With what we have invested, we need to make sure that it's successful.
We're on
Guys, I'm
television.
8 months pregnant. Can we just all have a chance to speak? Like, what are we doing? Okay, what you guys have to understand right now is a lot of senators on Capitol Hill who support deposing Maduro for all the reasons that Anna stated are waiting and trying to game out what's going to happen next. And this is very important because right now we're hearing very conflicting messaging from the White House. Some folks are saying, well, the president himself, I should say, saying, we're going to run it, we're going to take the oil, the U.S. oil companies are going to go in. Nobody wants that. I assure you that's not what Thom Tillis thinks should happen. What a lot of people are hoping is it'll be much closer to what Marco Rubio wanted when he was a U.S. senator, which is that we oversee free and fair elections in the country, that very likely the opposition leader is elected, that they restore themselves to democracy, to security, and to prosperity, and it makes the entire Western Hemisphere a safer place.
Maybe they should
That's
start
where Tillis
here
is coming
with
from.
that.
But let's start, but on this Greenland point, it's important. Of course, we have a national security interest in the Arctic region. Russia is trying to, show off its force there. But to Anna's point, we have a U.S. military presence in Greenland. We have Space Force bases and U.S. Air Force bases there. If we called Denmark tomorrow and said, we want a bigger, true presence there, they would say, absolutely. You know why? They're our friends and our allies. They contributed forces alongside us in Afghanistan
that's the only
and in
time-
Iraq. These are people who have shown up for
What are we going to be
us.
taking out of Greenland? You know they want
They
something.
want the strategic. They want their minerals. They want there's
And
nothing
is that okay?
The
That's
only
okay.
the only time Article 5 of NATO has ever been invoked was after 9/11 in Afghanistan. Denmark, although a small country, per capita was the largest presence next to our U.S. forces in Afghanistan. That's a big deal. They were right beside us when that all happened.
So they're
the
allies.
people that are in the know are saying, you do this, you blow up NATO. You can pick on, to me, again, I also am okay with the Venezuela, maybe not how it was handled, but I see the difference in
Everybody's
Venezuela.
okay with breaking the law.
No, I
International
think
law is only enforceable if it is enforced. We're not enforcing it in Ukraine.
Well, and I
We're not
also think,
enforcing it
as
in-
we've said
go.
all week here, that two things can be true. We cannot like it how it was handled, but I do want a better life for the Venezuelans and everything that's happening
I
there.
don't think Trump
Greenland is an
cares about
ally,
the
and I
Venezuelans.
think that Denmark is an ally, and we do not betray our friends.
That's
that is
what
we
China
do.
does. China bullies its friends.
Let me
We
put
don't do that.
a pin on this, on the Venezuela issue. Look, I think the question of whether it was legal is a legitimate question and concern that should be debated and answered.
Yes.
But today, as we sit here, January 8th, it's already a moot point because it already happened and we picked the guy,
Today
we
is
plucked
the
the guy
9th.
out. So we're not going to the 9th. It's already,
The law
so
should
today,
never be a moot point.
well, Sonny, it's theoretical. We already plucked the guy out. So right now we have invested billions
So
of
we're just
dollars
gonna
and
continue
months.
the crime.
All right.
Well, what do you think we should do? Return him to Venezuela? Return him? Is that what you think we should do?
I think that he should be tried in the International Criminal Court.
Okay,
Yes,
well,
I don't think the United
so-
States has jurisdiction
well,
over him.
I don't think the International Criminal Court is consistent in how we prosecute crimes because Russia's still in Ukraine and nobody's holding them to any international standards.
Yeah.
We see it all over the world.
Trump will take Greenland, open a casino, and then bankrupt